My name's Barbara Gray from Clarity Crafts here in the UK, and I'm here to keep you company for an hour or so and just doodle and carry on from where we left off last Thursday. I hope that you're in the building with me. Hopefully Paul will be here too to keep you company and help you if you have any questions. And other than that, it's a murky grey day outside, so no better weather than this to hang out with some friends and get creative. Stay safe, stay warm, stay dry. Paul says the sound is nice and clear, so now we're just going to see if there's anybody else going to join us. Let's have a look, shall we? I'm not seeing anybody yet, but I'm early to the part. Here, as soon as I said it, in you trotted. Yeah, come on in, shut the door. It's freezing outside and it's raining, which isn't very pleasant. Come on in, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to have your company. Have you got your tea or your coffee? Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Mo. Come on in. Hello, Jane. Nice to see you. Nice. Well, let's just give our friends a couple of minutes to get in and then we'll crack on, shall we? Did you have a good weekend? Dave and I had a good weekend. Dave is feeling much better. Yes, he is. Thank you for caring and thank you for asking. But Dave's doing great. He takes medication, and sometimes it doesn't agree with us, does it? And so you swap out the meds and hey ho, you're feeling a whole hell of a lot better. Funny that, isn't it? Yeah, so that's working really well. And other than that, yeah, life is all calm on the Western Front, which is nice. So it's time to get started, I would say. It's nearly 10 o'clock. So we'll give it a couple more minutes. Let a few friends join us first, and then we'll start with our doodles, shall we now? So, okay. So our baubles, the Twiggy baubles that we drew last week. Isn't it amazing what a difference a week can make? So last week we started drawing our Twiggy baubles, and by Thursday, Jazz and the team had gone into production, okay? And by Thursday, we were actually already pitching a charitable drive for children in need. And you'll be very happy to hear that we sold many, I don't know the exact numbers, but many of you have already ordered the stamps. I'll show you them in a minute, and the groovy plate. So that went very well. Thank you so much. And as we get to it, I'll let you know what the gig is and what we're going to do with them. But let's just have a look first of all at, I think it's 10 o'clock. Let's get started. Where we headed, it's so impressive really that last week you and I, we just doodled these Twiggy baubles really, right? One's circular, one's a nice teardrop. I like that one. And then we practiced our writing so that we could write love always or peace on earth, but very pretty, you know. So we did that, and then on Thursday, we transferred it, didn't we? Our artwork to card, you see. So we turned it over, transferred it, drew Peace at Christmas, made a really cool branch to hang our bauble from. And then today I thought we'd transfer the second bauble to another piece of card. And then I'll show you how to make this cool background, really cool background, right? So that's where we're headed today. So we're going to take that. I'll hang on to all these little bits. The tracing paper is good to have. It's really good quality as well. Right, so we're going to put that to one side. And let me just explain to you when I was talking about how quickly we can react, you know, teamwork makes the dream work. when we saw that it was Children in Need, the massive launch this weekend for a fantastic charitable cause, really, we thought, let's do it. Why not? And so what we did was we took said stamps that we doodled a week ago and we turned them into, let me just put this to one side, we turned them into a set of formidable stamps, complete with masks. You can see here, beautiful set of stamps, right? Peace at Christmas, Merry Christmas, nice. Lots of lovely little added bonus stamps, a hanger and twigs, and it's amazing what you can do when you've got someone like Jazz working alongside you. She even turned the doodles that we did into a fantastic groovy plate. Here we already see it traced out. Isn't that exciting? And so then we thought, I know what we can do. We can have a charitable drive for children in need. So if you go on our website, you can buy this set of stamps and you can buy this groovy plate at the full price, no discount, no club discount. It's a charitable donation. Okay, you understand. But all proceeds, all profit from this purchase will go to children in need. So we won't make any profit from this. That's not my intention here. It's not our intention at Clarity to make a financial. We get paid in other ways, friends. We get paid in other ways. So what we want to do here is drive a sale to create profit for children in need, not for us. Okay? And then once you've got your groovy plate or your set of stamps with masks, I'm going to take this off. Then on the 30th of November, which is not this coming Thursday, but the Thursday afterwards, at 6 o'clock in the evening, because I thought we really do need to have some kind of SHAC party, some kind of Christmas get together. And I thought, well, let's do that then. So a week on Thursday, we'll get together, by which time you will have the stamps, you will have the groovy plates, and then we'll have a SHAC Christmas party. Okay, you bring the mince pies and the mulled wine, I'll bring the art, and we'll have a lovely festive craft along, just us. How's that sound? And then by then I'll be able to tell you how much we've made for children in need. Us, team. Yeah. So you get to spend your money, you get to donate to children in need, but you also get not only a beautiful set of stamps and a groovy plate for that money, you also get a free craft along. And the opportunity, let's put it a different way, the opportunity to do something good and hang out with a bunch of like-minded people who also want to do something good. There you go. That sounds like a good translation for me. So there you go. I'm sure that Paul will be happy to put up the links so that you can do this. And in the meantime, I've had a little think, because I also don't want to make a list as long as your arm of all the things you're going to need for the craft along. So I've literally jotted it down on a little piece of paper, because we can make art with very little. My goodness, haven't we proven that in this SHAC, hey? Yeah, all you need is a pencil and a piece of paper and an open mind and a little bit of love, and off you go. Right, so here's my list. Right, I've written it down. Maybe take a screenshot or write it down. I'll come in a bit closer, shall I? Actually, let's go this way. Let's see if I come up like that. Right, and then we'll go through it. Okay, brushes. Stencil brushes, okay? Pergoliners, colouring pencils. You need a black ink pad, for sure. You need square embedders. I'll show you in a minute, physically. Micron pens, those are those black pens that we use all the time. Nothing new here, friends. The metallic gel pens, I'll show you those in a minute. Spot-on sponges and an ink pad selection. So a couple of coloured ink pads, okay? So there you go, that's giving you a chance to get a screen grab. Now let's have another look at that. And we'll just check so that we're all on the same sheet of music. Brushes, I mean these, yeah? Pergoliners, I mean those, okay? Black archival, I mean that. Square embedders, what am I talking about? The bog standard ones, the original set, because we need the rectangle ones. And when I say tool, I mean the tool that we use with the embedders, yeah? How's that? Then we need micron pens. There we go. So we need micron pens, these ones. Then we need metallic gel pens. These are cool. These are cool. Check these out. So you might have seen these on Create and Craft the other day when Paul was working. Right little breakthrough our Paul had on Create and Craft, because he figured out that you can actually, look at this, check this out. So the pens, all right, they go in the grooves. I know. Hello. Aren't they clever? So they go in the grooves and you've got that fantastic metallic look. So then the back becomes the front, because well, I quite like that as well, but it's not metallic. But that looks pretty, you know, quite arty. But there you go. So when I say in my little list for the craft along, I'm talking about metallic gel pens. Okay, there you go. Then we need some sponges, you know, spot on sponges, just so that we can move the ink around a little bit, and an ink pad selection. That's all, just an ink pad selection. So a couple of coloured ink pads. Do they have to, what sort? It could be any sort you like, as long as they're coloured, right? Pick a colour. So you can use Distress Oxide, you can use Distress Normal, you can use Artistry, you can use Adirondacks if you've still got them in the cupboard, anything that's coloured. Okay, that'll do. We need to put a flash of colour on. So there you go. I'll blog about it as well. So I'll add a shopping list. I'll get Stuart to add a shopping list to the website too. Not a shopping list, an ingredients list, so you can see what you need. Most of you are going to have this stuff, right? I shouldn't assume, but I'm guessing that most of you will have it. Do you know what? And if you haven't, you can make do. You're bound to have something in the cupboard. Come on, we're crafters. We're crafters, friends. Right, so let me put these to one side so I know where to find them. And then I think we crack on, shall we? But just remember that when you buy that set of stamps or that groovy plate, that is purely for charity. All profit goes to children in need. Okay, it's quite straightforward. We're not selling it anywhere else, which means that we can see exactly how many we've made and how many we've sold. We can work it out from there. Okay, sometimes you just got to keep it simple. Now, shall we get started then? Okay, so we've got our doodle from last week. Let me just put that behind there. There's our doodle. That was the one we did last week. Okay, so what I did was took a piece of stencil card, cut it in half, yeah. So took a bit of stencil card like that, 2 halves, going to go long. So put that to one side, and we did the round one, didn't we? Now we're going to turn this over, and we're going to do that lovely teardrop one. So what do we need? First of all, how about some low-tack masking tape? You probably want to bring that to the party next Thursday as well. Okay, yeah. Right, there you go. Pop that in there like so. Stick it down the center. So we flipped it, remember? So this was the side we drew on. Turn it over. Oh, we all did this at school. Right, and then we'll just pop that in place so it doesn't move while we're working. That'll do. And then we need a pencil to transfer the ink. So I've made a bit of a ropey hinge bracket, but it gets me through, makes me, I can see, because I'm a lefty, see if I smear all over that, not so smart. So what I'll do is, I'll stay there a minute. Come on, we've got a gadget for every occasion, haven't we? Let's use that. This is a cool thing, you know, a groovy guard. Right, so you lean on that. And you've got your HB pencil. That'll do. HB is good enough. And then let's just see if this works. Let's just see if we get a good, if we push that through like that. Might as well look, yeah. See, that's all we need. Nice, eh? 149 people in the room. Well, I'll be. Told you the weather was rubbish. Hey? Right, here we go. So we'll start here. Should we do the swirls first? Come on then. See, this is quite easy, isn't it? Once you've got the... There we go. I think I missed a bit there. Have a look. Yeah. It's all right. It's only for transferring. That's better. Right, here we go. So now we're going to transfer. Who's doodling along with me? Hey? Who's doodling along with me? It's nice to settle in. Monday morning. Best way to start the week, hey? For me, this is. I love it. I had a bit of an epiphany this morning, actually. Shall I share it with you? Oh, all right then. So I woke up early, really early, and straight away the old head's gone again, panicking. You know, don't know why. It's all good. Nothing's wrong. But straight away the old anxiety kicks in. Oh, I've got so much to do. Oh, I've got to do prep for telly. Oh, I've got to get that done. Oh, I've got to see my mum. Blah, 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 blah. And so my head's going straight away. I haven't even had a cup of tea and I'm already panicking. There you go, see? Panicking about nothing in particular, nothing new, nothing's gone wrong. It's just the way the head goes, isn't it? Come on, you know that. So, and then I had this moment. I think Grace must have planted the seed last week. Or I don't know whether it's from the Dow book that Dave reads to me every morning in hopes that I will calm down. Anyway, so I had this moment of clarity. And I thought, don't fight the panic. Just go with the flow. You know those expressions that we use? Go with the flow. Don't try and resist it. Don't fight it. Don't try to change it. If your head is panicking, right, let it. Don't, just go with it. Just be. And you know what? The weirdest thing happened, right? I'm not kidding. I just had my eyes closed and it was like, I just thought, no, stop worrying about it. It's going to be fine. Just be with it. And no sooner had I stopped resisting and giving it energy, it went away. It was like, and it literally was like water just flowing past. And it was the most calming experience I've had in years. Just let it happen. You feel it, and that's all it is. It's a feeling. It's not a fact. It just went like that. Gone. Yeah, it was great. So I went to the bathroom, started cleaning my teeth, listened to Santana on Top of the World. Yeah, not panicking. What's to panic? All I've got to do is draw a blimmin' bauble with a bunch of mates. So let's see. Yeah, so it was a real, you want to try it. Instead of getting your teeth into the fact that you're worried about something, or you're anxious, or you're angry or frustrated, or all the things that we get, you know, understandably, don't get me wrong, got lots of, you know, there's certainly, you know, fill your boots if you feel like it. There's plenty to be upset and anxious and frustrated about, but it serves no purpose, you know, and one negative emotion builds on the next one. So the trick, and I finally figured it out, it only took me 64 years, was to just let it pass. Let it pass. We say these things, don't we? Go with the flow. What does that mean? Stop and think about it. Yeah, go with the flow. What would water do? But today, the weirdest thing was, in the darkness, I actually had the visual, even in the darkness, I had this visual experience of the anxiety, the panic thing that I get all the time, just dissipating, just gone, just flowed away. Yeah, give it a go. Don't fight it, just let it be exactly what it is, which is just an emotion. Don't build on it. That's all it is. So it's all up here. It's not actually a reality, is it? You know, nobody was breaking into my window, in bedroom window. That would have woken me up. Do you see what I mean? It's not a reality. It's all up here. Yeah. Don't drink too much coffee. That's what I say. Right. Oh, and there she is on her own on a Monday morning going mad again. No, she's not. She's in the room. There. So I've got my nice, I like that. Have you got yours as well? Got your Twiggy Bauble. See, and the great thing about having this template is that is what it is. You put that in your little stash and you can use it again and again and again, and you just keep transferring the lead or the graphite from one side to the other, from one side to the other. There you go. Peace on earth. I'm just going to write that. I don't want to even transfer it. I'm just going to write it. Do you want a ruler to do that, Gray? Ah, I think that's a good idea. Okay. We'll get a ruler going. There you go. Right, where's the middle? Middle is about there. How are you doing anyway? Enough of me. Do you get me when I say this stuff? Do you? I bet you do. I'm going to make that line there. So I'm going to draw up it, so it needs to be a little bit off center. Yeah? What should we say? This too shall pass. Let it snow. Peace at We've already had peace at Christmas. We've had peace at Christmas on that one. How about love always? So that's a good one. Or, yeah? Come on, give us a couple of... Come on! I tell you what we'll do. I'll link up this bit while you make suggestions for the hanging bit. How's that? What we resist will persist. Thank you, Myra. I love it. What we resist will persist, which is exactly what I'm saying, isn't it? You know, you hang on to it, you can't let it go, can you? If you're hanging on to it. And if you put a block up, yeah, it's an interesting one. I think it takes, I mean, I was listening to, what's the name of that chap? Eckhart Tolle. I listened to him years ago. And I remember he always said, let your thoughts be like cars, like traffic, just going backwards and forwards. I try it. I try that. I think water's a better one for me. Because water doesn't, it flows, it just goes, doesn't it? But yeah, he used to say, if a thought comes into your head, let it just pass like a car. And I thought, yeah. But when you're in an emotion, in a feeling, perhaps it's better to just go with it. Like Myra says, if you resist it, it will persist. Cool. Right, so you give me some ideas. Glad tidings, like that one. Glad tidings. Do you know what? That's a good one. Let me write that down, because I think that might be the one. That may be the one. Glad tidings. That's quite a good one, you know. Looks nice as well. Right, glad tidings is a good one. Okay, come on then. Get your pen out now. Have you got your Micron pen? The object of this week is to stay positive, friends. You in it? You with it? You going to do it with me? I'm going to make a concerted effort to stay positive and not get sucked in to negativity. Have a look. I might have to treat myself to a new pair of these as well. Okay. If your micron pen gets a bit cruddy, then, I mean, they do have a life. They're not forever pens, but they do last well if you don't press hard. The trick with these is just to drag it, really. If you press hard, it's got a very delicate nib. But these are like the artist's drawing companion, really. They are good. We do sell them. We really do. At a great price. Now, let's have a look. Okay, you ready? So, start at the top and we'll just come down now. Here we go. Right, gently does it. If you want to stop, it's always a good idea to stop at a join, if you know what I mean. Yeah, that'll do. Nice. Turn it round. I like this particular shape. It reminds me of my German grandmother. Meine deutsche Oma. There. Which way am I coming? Okay, let's go that way. There. How are you doing? Are you okay? So that's the thing about artwork, isn't it? When you start to doodle and draw and stamp and get with your hands, it's about the focus, isn't it? All the time we're focused on this. What else are you going to think about? All I'm thinking about now is not wrecking my bauble. Eh? Season's greetings, health and happiness, that's rather long. Christmas magic, health and happiness, you'd really have to get tight with you. Christmas magic, be merry and bright, love and hugs always, Christmas cheer, peace be yours. They're all good, aren't they? I hope you friends are making a note of these. This is it, you see, collective creativity, even more inspiring. So make a note of all those, because when you get to do your baubles and you're making a set, you've got all those lovely ideas. There you go. Nice, huh? Let's have a look. Right, where are we? Oh yeah, there's another 12 there. And this one's giving the bauble the shape, isn't it? There we are. I'll show you another little trick with these baubles in a minute. Right, so the bottom bit, we've got a little, there you go, little thing like that. That's nice. It's nice. Right, now we've got the twigs. Okay, start down here, shall we? And we'll work our way up. So this is Twiggy, that's Twiggy, Twiggy, Twiggy. You've got 4 twigs. Okay. Right, and they don't need to be all perfect. It's quite okay if they're a bit random. Yeah? Yeah. I love doing this on a Monday with you. There's nothing quite like starting the week like this, you know? And also having a lovely epiphany and working out that I don't have to worry. Just let it go. Isn't that funny? We use all these expressions like let it go, this too shall pass, go with the flow. We say all these things, but sometimes it takes a little while for them actually to sink in. Do you know what I mean? Funny, isn't it? Here we go. Let's have a look what we've got here. Yeah. So what we've got going on this week, while I'm doing this, let's have a look. It's already past. Oh, how time flies when you're having fun, hey? Right, so this Thursday, oh yeah, this is important for me to tell you. So normally, SHAC on a Thursday night. Tuesday, Groovy Tuesday, business as usual. Paul's definitely up for that, aren't you, love? But Thursday, okay, so Thursday, Paul and I are going up to Create and Craft. And so we've got a couple of shows on Thursday, excuse me, and a couple of shows on Friday. So, right, you got your pens out. Pens at the ready. Let me write this down for you so you remember. Thursday, this is Create and Craft now. Thursday, that's 3 o'clock and 7 o'clock. And then Friday, it's 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. Okay, those are the hours. We're going to have some fun on those shows. We've got a new format. Paul and I are going to try something new out. I just got to find a bell. We need to buy a bell, Paul. Ding-a-ling. Okay, we're going to get a bell. So do join us. But you can see, looking at the times, right? If I'm up in Peterborough at Create and Craft at 7 o'clock in the evening on Thursday, guess what I can't do? That's right, friends. So we won't have Frohe Weihnachten. Very good idea, German one. So we won't have our SHAC meeting on Thursday evening. Okay, so this little gig will take place next Monday at 10 o'clock again. All right. So tomorrow, definitely Tuesday, Groovy Tuesday with Paul at 10. Then flick over to Create and Craft on Thursday. Okay, 3 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 1 o'clock, Thursday, Friday. And then we're back again, you and me, here next Monday. And then next Thursday, 6 o'clock, we're meeting a little bit earlier. Call it a pajama party if you fancy. We could go for it. It's not going to be just an hour. Bring your mince pies, bring your supper, bring your sausage rolls, bring your mulled wine, and we're going to have a proper doodle session. Paul's going to join in as well. There'll be Grace from Brooklyn there, and we'll do a groovy project, and we'll do a stamp project, and we'll just hang out. We may even sing. Oh, I know. Well, we'll have to think about that. I might get Dave involved as well with his guitar. All right, why not? Why not? There you go. I didn't hear any reason why not. No resistance here, friends. So that's the dates you need. Cool. So now let's have a look. We've got our bauble sorted. And now we've decided we're going to pick a word. I'm going to go with glad tidings. You know, I quite like glad tidings, I have to say. Just write it out and then go for it. Yeah. Now, do you remember when we're writing along a line, what you do is you write, and then when you stop, you keep going. You try not to. I mean, with glad tidings, you do have to stop a couple of times. There might be where you've got to come back. You might have to just practice. Look, see, here's the challenge. Glad. Right, keep going. Tidings. Yeah, nice. Okay. You got to know when to come up for air. That works, doesn't it? Yeah, cool. Sorted. Right, start again. Glad. Air drawing now. Air writing, you know. Glad. Then I'm going to go tidings. There. Nice. Glad tidings. Love it. That works. Doesn't look ridiculous, does it? Nope. Cool. Right, let's pen that one in then. Okay, let's give it a go. Glad. Right, here we go. Got to concentrate now. Glad. Tidings. Cool. Hey? And a lovely tea. There you go. And then we'll let that dry before we rub out the pencil lines. but I'm rather partial to me glad tidings, I have to say. Ken says, a sing-along, craft-along. All right. Well, we could sing carols. I don't think they'll switch us off if we sing carols. Hey? Listen, I'm the only one that's going to be heard. Unless we can wire Grace in. She's the one with the voice. Yeah, I'll have to think about that. I bet she'd sing a song for us. She's got a great voice. Right, now let's see. So we've done that. We've done that. We've got that. That needs to dry. But this is rather pretty, isn't it? Do you like? I like this one. I like this a lot. So let's see. What can we do? Now, do you think that we need... Well, let me show you something while we're here. Okay, because so this is Twiggy. We're cool with that. We know it's Twiggy. But let me show you something else. If you wanted to, there was a little bit of that going on here. Let's show you something else. If I take this one, thing is, these are going to be a pair, but I'll show you anyway, right? So this now, instead of being the twig, how about we turn it into a branch? So I've got the 005, the really tiny. And what we're going to do now is pretend that each one of these, here we go, look, watch. Let's see if this works. So now we're actually using the twig to create a fir branch. This looks so pretty. You watch it soften up. Watch the whole thing just soften up when you do this. You can always get rid of the pencil lines afterwards. There. Tiny, delicate little lines just flicking out. There we go. Nice. Isn't that pretty? Do you get it? There you go. So now the twig, which is quite... has become a fir branch. And you could do this with a coloured pencil as well, couldn't you? You could sharpen up your green pencil. They look different. Okay? Do you put a wreath on your door at Christmas? We do. A fresh one. Yeah. It's about all that. That's about the only thing that the cats can't get hold of. There. Isn't that nice? I like. Let's do this one as well. Till you do the whole thing, you can't really see the difference. But why not, eh? Yeah, so do you put up loads of decorations? Have you got one of those front gardens that looks like a Christmas grotto? All bright colours? Is that your style? Eh? Or do you like white lights? Just simple white? We've got, in our kitchen, we've got an island, which a lot of kitchens have got, haven't they? So we've got this big island in the kitchen, and over the island, every year we go and cut down a, let's do this one. We go and cut down a big branch in the garden from the, I think it's beech. It's got lovely copper beech, I think it is. Anyway, so it's a lovely quite a thick, still got some leaves on it as well. So last year, get this, last year, come December, I cut down, I'll tell you why we do it, it's because of the cats, Ragnar and Eric. It's the one thing they can't get at. We've had to cancel the tree idea. You've seen the videos on Instagram of the cat in the tree. No, we're not going down that road, right? So forget the trees. So the only thing we can do is put it up on the ceiling, not the tree. So we put this lovely branch, right? And we hang it because there's an old beam in the kitchen. So it's easy. The screws are there, they're there every year. You just put it back in again, right? So you hang this, and then so that it doesn't all sag, what we do is I've got lovely German wood lace, very light, don't weigh anything. You know, paper art is perfect for this decoration thing. Anyway, last year it looked so nice. In January when it came, I took down all the Christmas bits, and Dave and I agreed we'd leave it there. And so I put up little bird ornaments, and I just put up spring stuff. Then Easter came round, I left it there, put little eggs up. I've got lovely little German stuff from my mum, you know, and things that I've gathered over the years. So then I put the little so then in the summer. Anyway, long story short, it's still there and it's still beautiful, and it's the same one from last year. It's been hanging over the island, and not because we decide, you know, we didn't remember to take it down. You catch your hair in it all the time. you got to dip as you go around the island, but we don't mind, right? So we've got this lovely thing. I'll have to take a photograph of it. It always looks. The photos don't do it justice. Okay, I'll have to put batteries in the twinkly lights. Got lovely little white lights, but it's really, really nice. And I always feel a bit bad about cutting a big limb off, not a limb, but a branch off the beech tree around the corner. It's in our garden, don't get me wrong, I'm not climbing over into the neighbours. But this year, it's been in the house all year, which I think is lovely. Yeah. And I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I said to Dave, this is lasting well, isn't it? It looks as nice now as it did when we first put it there. Isn't that good? So here we go. What do you think about this little idea then? So neat, eh? Got to have some fine pens. And this is where these micron pens really come into their own. You see? But check out how different. And you know I could do that on there as well now. But look how different that looks. Talk about getting mileage out of a stamp. Eh? They look different now. Softer. Softer. That's what it looks like. It looks gentler. That's what I think. So there you go. So next Thursday, that'll be the 30th, right? We're going to get together and we're going to do this all over again. Now, I'll come up with something new. We'll make a really lovely card. Okay. I'll come up with something neat to do. There you go. Doesn't really matter what we do as long as we hang out together, does it? That's what I think. When we've got the stamps, you can really, that's the thing about stamps, isn't it? You repeat images. That's the best thing. That's the whole purpose of them, really, isn't it? So we'll get something good going. And then I'll let you know how much we've managed to, how much money we've made for children in need. That really is a good, noble cause, I think. I'm sure I'm not alone in that. There you go. Isn't that pretty? What a difference, eh? There you are. Gentler. 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 Where's your glottal stock grey? Okay. We'll just put some bits on the ends. There you go. That's it. That's the end of that one. That's the end of that one. Here's the twiddle on that one. Bit of black. Looks good. I'm happy with that. Happy with that. So that needs to dry before we rub it out, doesn't it? So I tell you what I was going to do while that's drying, okay? Because if I go at that with an eraser pencil, I might smear the ink, which would be unnecessary. Just give it a couple of minutes, okay? But what we can do is have a look at the background of this one, right? Let's have a look. This is cool. See the background of that one? It's rather nice, isn't it? So this is the one we did. See, so what we've got here, you can see that this is a paper. This is from Great Lakes. Dee Paramore designed these ones. These are fabulous. You know, like Christmassy blues. And you can see here, you can see exactly which, guess which stencil she used to design these papers. Look at that. Amazing. Like that, see? Look, cover it up, cover that one up. It's clever, isn't it? So that's the back of that. I like these colours. Right, and then you've got all these different, look, that's lovely. And then that's the back of that. Then she's used stamps on there, and that one's really diffused. That's a fabulous background, that one. Then you've got that really dark. This is very dramatic, isn't it? Great background, though. Yeah. Lace, you know where we've got the lace from. Stencil, love it. Core. Core. Well, I'll be. Look at that. Wouldn't they look brilliant? Core. Oh, I'm just thinking, wouldn't that look super if we stamped? I know. You know what I'm thinking here, don't you? So you could get that stamp there. Look, check it out. You could cut it out as well. It's not difficult to cut out. And then you've got the faded one on the back as well. Look. Yeah, you have. Actually, it looks really nice on the lace as well. Look, check it out. So you've got that lovely background. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah. Okay, but what I'm saying is that's where we're going to find the background, okay? Great Lakes. Have I got any left now I've shouted about it? or do we have to save up for a reprint? See? Now, there's the thing. Do we go the same way on the front? See? You go that way. You don't have to. It's up to you. See, I quite like it going in the opposite direction. That looks rather good too, doesn't it? But the point is, let me show you how to get the ink on here to start with. Are we up for that? Hey? Don't know what we're going to do next week if we do it all now. Oh, I'll come up with something else. Don't you worry. Love a wreath. Yeah, I love a wreath. And we have a twig light up tree at the front. Do you? One that comes out every year. Now, let's have a look. So what we need is we need that and we need that. Now we need a couple of ink pads. Okay, a couple of ink pads. Let me pan out a little bit because I think I'm in so close you can't see what I'm using. There you go. Let's go this way. Right, I have to stand up for this little gig. So we're going to go there like that. That's going to be the way we're going to roll. Okay, so let's have a think. What I want to do now is take a piece of copy paper. So I don't want to get ink all over the... Right, so pop that there, pop that there. Do this like this. Now we don't want this to move while we're working. So what we'll do is we'll take some low tack tape and we'll just catch the bottom of it like that. Right? So now when I'm sweeping through this from the top, it's not going anywhere, see? Because we've caught it at the bottom. So you're going to catch the stencil from that end, right? And then the stamp, shut up, Barbara, the card from this end, and then the stencil from the top end. So then we'll pop the stencil on there like that. Make sure that we've got a good, make sure it's straight, otherwise that'll be, yeah, that's it. So now we've caught the stencil there and the card there. Good enough, eh? So let's have a think. What should we do first? I recommend we do the yellow first, because if we do the blue first, then the yellow will end up green. Get it? So let's do a bit. I couldn't find my distress yellow, so I'm going with it. I'm mixing it up a bit. I'm using distress oxide. I'm using my brushes. Just make sure you got enough. And then what we've got to do though is hold it in place, and then we just sweep down. Okay, sweep down like that. Don't worry about going through the. Well, you're not going through the ball because you're flicking. You flick up like that. Okay. You're going to get all those colours in there like that. Should we have a look? See if it's working. I don't want it to move. Yeah, it is working. Okay, trust. Just trust that it's working. Turn it round. If you feel more comfortable flicking away, you might get more going that way. All right. Okay, let's have a look. See if I flick it up. Yeah, you can see it, can't you? All right, so that's working for sure. Okay, doesn't have to be, you know, extreme, does it? You're not doing wallpaper, you're just getting an echo. And if you want it down the bottom as well, I mean, to be fair, I cut this off. So if you came from the bottom here, you're going to trim that last bottom bit off anyway. So it's all in the same place. So you're getting the yellow going that way. You can splay the brush as well a little bit. See if that works. Yeah. Nice, eh? Tell you what, this is such a smashing stencil for, it's such a simple thing. I spoke to Eileen Godin because she loves this stencil, right? And I spoke to her, I said, what else can we do? This is so funny. I said, what else can we do to improve this stencil? She said, well, you can't really do much to improve it. But what I'd really like, she said, is wider. Like, I said, that we can arrange. So we're going to make a wider one. And then I'm going to give it to Eileen and I'm going to say, right, Eileen, create art, make art with this vertical stripy fat stripe stencil. And she will, and we'll all be blown away. You wait. In fact, I think I might just go in the other room in a minute and say to Jazz, do us a favour, Jazz, take this and make the stripes a bit fatter for us. No, not for me, for Eileen. Now, let's have a look. If I want to get away from the, don't want to go all over the bauble, I don't have to. I'll just stay this side and that side of the bauble. That'll do. Cool, good enough. Okay, I've done that. And then what we're going to do is lift this up and then move it over. See, so that's the yellow. Looks rather lovely, doesn't it? So then what we'll do is we're going to go over one. Now, if I go over one and I leave all the yellow on here, you know that I'm not going to get a true blue, don't you? You know it's going to go green. Just saying. Just saying. It may go green, right? So if you want it to stay true to the colour that you're using, then what you do need to do is just wipe the stencil with a bit of paper towel or something, whatever you've got. If I had anything here, I would use it. Oh, hang on, I've got a tissue. You can see I'm at Clarity Towers we got two TV studios. We've got one here, and then we got one at my place above the garage, which was a sort of a residual from lockdown. And it just seems like a good idea to leave it there, to be honest. So that's where the SHAC is, to be fair. But today we've got a lot of things to prepare because we're going up to telly again. So I thought, right, well, I'll do the SHAC from here. This is usually where Paul works. Right, so now we've done that. I've wiped it off a little bit. Okay, so now we'll pop that in there. And then what we're going to do is shuffle it across so that you cover up the yellow, right? You cover up the yellow, and it's just, that's it. Right, cover up the yellow, and then you've got another colour. Let's call it blue. I'm pretty sure, right, this is because I'm not working in my own environment here, that I also, I know that I went in with a darker colour on that. There's no way I could get that colour out of that ink pad. I'm telling you now. So I reckon I went in with a green, some sort of teal, like a peacock feathers or something. It's of no consequence. I'm not going to sweat the small stuff. I'm in too good a mood. Right. So what we're going to do now is start sweeping through, again, doing exactly the same thing. Let's just build up the colour. Don't forget, this is a background. It's not a, this is just a background. So we really don't have to, actually you could go, if you go dark, you could keep going, couldn't you? Let's have a look. What happens if we do this? Just hold it in place and let's see. Oh, do you see how that, because you're darkening the white, it makes the yellow pop. Yeah, there you go. Nice. And why did I pick these colours? Well, I went to Dee's paper and I thought, I've got to use a yellow and a green to make this sing. You see? To make that jump. I like that a lot. So I went to the paper and looked for the colours in the paper. That's what I did. Right. Now let's see. And if I want to make it darker, I know I either use a darker ink pad or I just keep going over the same area. Have a look. And you know, well, hey, it's got a life of its own. You know, if you use a spot-on sponge, that will intensify the colour for certain. There, let's have a look. If I take a spot-on sponge and I just grab a bit of ink there, like that, that's going to be darker, isn't it? So if I do that, see what happens if I do a bit on that side. Let's do it underneath the bauble. Hey? Build that colour out under there. Get a bit of shadow going. Yeah. Don't overcook it though, Gray. You can always add it, but you can't take it away. Agreed? Let's have a look. Love it? There you go. So it's darker on this side because I'm deliberately going darker on that side. But if you turn this over, let's have a look whether we prefer it. See? There's no hardship going back in and doing a bit, but you've got to put the bauble back in place. But you see how you get a bit of drag on there, a little bit on the top there. Very pretty, isn't it? There we are. And that, my friends, is how you use that stencil in the background. And you can add as much or as little. You can get, you know, complementary. You go to the paper. You go to the designer paper, you decide what colours. You might go blues and yellows, you might go reds and oranges, autumnal colours, you might go yellow and red, or a beautiful burgundy would look beautiful with orange, you see? And you see, when you go in with a brush, you go in with the tone. It's the tone, and you can control the depth with the brush, and you get rid of loads of the ink before you start with a dark colour, but you can get the most magnificent backgrounds. And you know this, if you turned it after the vertical lines, if you turned it, you could make the most gorgeous plaids, couldn't you? Just saying. So I'm going to go and talk to Jazz. I feel a set of plaid stencils coming on. Oh no! Oh, Eileen, are you listening? Yeah, that would be great. So you could have a few going that way and a few going that way. All right, she's on it. She's on one again. All right, so just to complete, that's how we make our background. Good enough. That'll do. That'll do, donkey. And then, see, there we are. And you've still got that one to finish. How nice. And so now once that's dry, I can take that out. I can colour that in with my stippling. I use this colour. In this set of 12, it was that yellow, that Strohgelb, that one there. That one, and that one's nice too. Those two, they'll work beautifully in here. So there you go. Is there anything else I need to tell you? No, I don't think so. I think we're good to go. So I hope you have a fantastic week. It's Grey Friday, or maybe we're just going to call it Grey Wednesday, okay? It's grey outside, so maybe we'll just, this is the sale of the year this week. So check your emails and see if there's anything coming through here in the next couple of days. I know there's a great one coming out today, but maybe we'll just wind the clocks forward a little bit, okay, or back. So yeah, keep posted, and don't forget Thursday and Friday on Create and Craft. I've got to go and find a bell now. And other than that, have yourselves a wonderful week. Don't forget Paul tomorrow at 10 o'clock, and I'll see you next Monday. Okay, lots of love. Be safe, and thanks, Paul, for all your help. Bye-bye now. End stream.